Next up, part of Mendelian genetics is incomplete dominance. Okay, so this is one of the other types of dominance. Okay, law of dominance is what Mendel always talked about. This is incomplete dominance. Now, if the genotype or the genetic is heterozygous or it's different, you can see like capital R, lowercase r. Okay, the phenotype or the physical will be a mixture of the two alleles. Okay, that's the big thing right there. It's going to be a mixture. It's incomplete. It's not law of dominance. They mix together. That's the big thing to remember from all of this. So, homozygous dominance would give you red because red is dominant. Homozygous recessive would give you white because it's recessive. But the heterozygous now, instead of law of dominance where it would be red, now they mix together. They give you pink. There again, they mix together. That's what you need to remember. So let's do a couple Punnett squares. So you got homozygous dominant, so this is the red flower. You got homozygous white, or excuse me, homozygous recessive, which is the white flower. Put one parent on one side, put the other parent on the other side, and start mixing and matching. So big R comes over, little r comes down, big R, big R, little r, and little r, little r. Or excuse me, big R, little r. So these ones right here are all the heterozygous, obviously. These are the different. So incomplete dominance, different mixes. We have red mixed with the white gives you pink. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 out of 4 would be pink, or 100%. So, like Mendel did, he crossed red with white. This is the P parent generation. Then he allowed this F1 generation to self-pollinate. So we'll do that. We got heterozygous, heterozygous, or now we're mixing a pink flower with a pink flower. So put one parent on one side, put the other parent on the top, and start mixing and matching. You got big R there. You got big R, little r over here. You got big R, little r there. And you got little r there. Okay, now let's talk about the phenotypes because these are the genotypes. We got big R. This is homozygous dominant, so this is red. Big R, like our parent or like the plants here, these are the pink flowered plants. Now these guys here, or this one I should say, this is the white flower. So now we have a 25% chance to have a red flower, a 25% chance to have a white flower, or a 1 out of 4 chance, and then we have a 50% chance to get pink because 25 plus 25 makes pink, or this could be 2 out of 4. Okay, let's talk about some examples in nature. Now the wholphin, I talked about her in the very, very beginning of the year. She's the whale dolphin hybrid. Okay, her name is Kekai Malu. So she's a cross between a false killer whale and an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. So a false killer whale is this guy right here. Okay, you can see he's jet black, real big teeth, not really any kind of like, they call it a rostrum on a dolphin, not really like that pointy nose. You can see just how big he is. And we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Okay, about 20 feet long, about 2,000 pounds, something like that. Okay, the coloration, you can see, like I was just saying, real jet black. The dolphin, like we've seen before, real light gray. Again, they got that big rostrum or that nose that sticks out. The wholphin, though, this is incomplete dominance, so it's a mix. So you can see she's got the dark coloration of dad there, but she's got kind of that lighter gray color like her mom does. So this is incomplete dominance. It's the same thing with her teeth. You know, dad has those big giant teeth right there. Mom, you can see, has real small teeth. This is actually the perfect definition because there's 44 here, 88 here, the mix right in the middle, 66 medium-sized teeth. Okay, here's another example. Okay, if you go down to San Diego, you'll see these guys. They'll kind of come running up on the beach. They call them sea lion bulldogs. Obviously, this guy's not fake, but can you imagine just like walking down the beach and all of a sudden this guy comes like barking, running out of the water? I wouldn't know what to do. I'd probably just stand there and die because I wouldn't know how to compute that. Or this guy also incomplete dominance, kind of a mixture between a chimp and a dog. This guy's a liger. If you didn't know that, this is real lion and a tiger hybrid, which I'm confident you guys have seen videos of and pictures of, stuff like that. Okay, This is a cat squirrel or a squirrel. I don't know how to say that. This guy right here, I like this guy a lot. This guy is a pig frog. I like to call him the prog, or I guess a fig would also work, but there's a branch named after that. Okay, or you got a hippo toad. I guess it'd be a hode, which I don't think that's a very nice thing to say about him. This one, it's a bunny cat. I guess a bat. That doesn't work very well. Or that guy, jaguar iguana, a jaguana, or the rhino squirrel. This is like the fattest squirrel ever. I think with the big horn right there. I think he just fall on his face the whole time. Now this guy is real. This is what's called a zebroid or a zorse. And as the name implies, it's a zebra horse mix. And I've seen these guys in person actually, and it's really weird. I've literally touched the fur or his hair between the two because it just like it even looks like a cartoon even in real life because it doesn't blend or anything. It's really odd. This guy there, they again a monkey dog mix. There's the grasshopper turtle, and I think his head's going to be too big, so when he tries to jump, he's just going to like face plant. That's a huskyphant. Can you imagine like him getting out of the water and shaking his head all around? That'd be insane. This guy again, we got the rhinoceros back, but now we got the toad going on as well. And this guy, I want this guy in my house. He's a guard, like the best, like guard dog ever. Like yeah, you got a pit bull and a Rottweiler, they're gonna bark. Yeah, I got a flying alligator. Come at me, bro. Try and steal stuff from me. This guy there, the walrus parrot, he kind of looks sad in my opinion. This guy now, this guy is real. This guy here, oops, that guy right there, that's called a beefalo. Okay, so that's a regular cow next to him. A beefalo is a mix between a cow and a buffalo. And they actually talk about how this might even be like the meat of the future, because with the same amount of food and water that the cow gets, he goes about 50% bigger or grows about 50% bigger, and his meat actually has less saturated fat. So it's a little bit healthier for you. So they talk about how this guy is potentially the meat of the future. Now this guy is I think it's a cow cat, I guess, which doesn't make much sense because then it'd be either a cow or a cat. It doesn't really hybrid very well. And again, that guy looks kind of surprisingly real. Then the zebra rhinoceros action going on there. And I guess that's the last one. All right, so again. The big thing with through all of this kind of stuff is that everything is going to mix together. That's the thing you got to remember with incomplete dominance. Everything is going to mix. Okay? The genotype is heterozygous, big R, little r. It's going to be a mixture, like with the flowers. Okay? You got a homozygous dominance, you got homozygous recessive, then you're heterozygous. These are the things that mix. That's the thing to remember about this incomplete dominance portion.